Did you know that the way you eat your sardines could actually be putting your health at risk? That's right. Sardines, those tiny, tasty fish we often think of as heart-friendly superfoods, can actually cause serious problems if you're not eating them the right way. And I know that sounds shocking because sardines have such a great reputation. Rich in omega-3s, high in calcium, packed with protein. But like many good things, it's not just what you eat, it's how you eat it that counts. Imagine this, you've just popped open a shiny tin of sardines, ready to enjoy them with some crackers or toss them on a salad, and you think, I'm doing something healthy today. But hidden in that little can might be more than just fish. It might contain enough salt to send your blood pressure soaring, or oils that can make your cholesterol worse, or even tiny bones that can harm your digestion if you're not careful. Sound scary? Don't worry. We're not here to scare you. We're here to empower you with knowledge. Because when you understand the hidden traps behind even the healthiest foods, you can make smarter choices that help you live longer, feel stronger, and enjoy your meals without worry. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another eye-opening episode of the Elderly Transformation Podcast, where we talk about the little choices that can make a big difference in our golden years. I'm your host, Alex. So before we dive into the details, I want to ask you something. Have you ever had a bad experience with sardines? Maybe bloating, high blood pressure, or feeling sluggish afterward? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. Sharing your experience helps others in our community learn too. In this episode, we'll break down the most common sardine mistakes one by one, uncover why they matter, and reveal the best ways to enjoy sardines without hurting your heart, kidneys, or blood pressure. And trust me, by the end, you'll never look at a can of sardines the same way again. Let's rewind for a moment and talk about why sardines have earned their glowing reputation, especially among older adults looking to eat healthier. Sardines are often called a superfood in a can because they pack so much nutrition into such a small package. They're naturally rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which support brain and heart health. They're loaded with calcium, especially when you eat the soft, edible bones. And they're an excellent source of vitamin D, which is critical for strong bones and a healthy immune system. Plus, they're high in protein, which helps maintain muscle mass, something many people over 55 struggle with as they age. On top of all that, sardines are budget-friendly and have a long shelf life, making them a convenient pantry staple. No wonder so many seniors keep a few cans tucked away for quick meals or snacks. But here's the catch. Not all sardines are created equal. Many brands pack them in heavy oils, brine, or sauces that can quietly undo all those health benefits. And some habits, like eating them straight out of the can or pairing them with processed crackers, might add way more salt or unhealthy fats than your body needs. Think about it. How often have you reached for a can of sardines because it seemed healthy, only to find later that your ankles were swollen, your blood pressure ticked up, or you felt more tired than usual? These aren't coincidences. They're signs your body is struggling with something hidden in that little tin. So today, we're going to explore the most common sardine-eating mistakes, the ones most people never think about, and learn how to turn those mistakes into smarter habits. And trust me, the last one we'll cover later in the show is the biggest trap of all, so stick with me until the end so you don't miss it. Now, let's start with one of the biggest mistakes people make when eating sardines, and it's something that hides right there on the label. I'm talking about sodium, that sneaky little mineral that can be both friend and foe, especially as we get older. Here's the thing. Sardines by nature don't start out super salty. It's the canning process that turns them into sodium bombs. To preserve the fish and extend shelf life, many manufacturers pack them in brine, a salty water solution that can double or even triple the sodium content. And while a little salt is fine for most people, many older adults already struggle with high blood pressure or heart issues, which can worsen when sodium intake climbs too high. Just one small can of sardines in brine can contain over 400 to 500 milligrams of sodium, sometimes even more. And if you pair that with crackers, cheese, or a salted salad dressing, you might unknowingly exceed your entire daily limit in one meal. That's like quietly pouring fuel on a slow-burning fire inside your body. Too much sodium can lead to fluid retention, causing swelling in your hands, ankles, or feet, something many seniors write off as just aging, when in reality, it's a sign your body is struggling to balance salt and water. It can also strain your kidneys, forcing them to work harder to filter out the excess, which can be risky if you already have kidney concerns. So what's the fix? Start by reading the label carefully. Look for sardines labeled "no salt added" or packed in water instead of brine. And if you can't find those, rinse your sardines under cool water before eating. It may sound odd, but it can wash away some of that excess salt. Remember, it's not about giving up sardines. It's about eating them smartly so they help your heart instead of hurting it. Have you ever noticed your hands or ankles getting puffy after a salty meal? That could be your body's way of saying, "Hey, that was too much." Another big mistake that often goes unnoticed, and one that can quietly sabotage your heart health, is choosing the wrong type of oil your sardines are packed in. Many people pick up a can without reading the fine print, assuming that oil-packed automatically means healthy. But here's the truth. Not all oils are created equal. Some sardines are packed in soybean oil, refined sunflower oil, or cottonseed oil, which are high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6s aren't evil. Our bodies need them. But when you get too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3, it creates inflammation in the body. That inflammation can affect your joints, arteries, and even your brain function over time. It's like trying to balance a seesaw with too much weight on one side. Eventually, something gives. The best option is sardines packed in extra virgin olive oil, or even better, water. Olive oil contains heart-healthy, monounsaturated fats that help keep your arteries flexible and your cholesterol balanced. Water-packed sardines are also a great choice because they allow you to control what oils or dressings you add later, meaning you can choose healthier options and avoid unnecessary additives. Think of it like this. If you pour a beautiful salad dressing over wilted lettuce, you don't magically make it healthy. The base still matters. The same goes for sardines. What they're packed in matters as much as the fish itself. So next time you're at the store, turn that can around and look closely. Don't just grab the first one you see. Pick one that supports your long-term health goals. You've worked too hard to let something as small as the wrong oil undo your progress. Coming up next, we'll talk about another sneaky sardine mistake that many people never think about. And trust me, it's one that can have a big impact on your bones and digestion. Before we move on to the next big mistake, let me pause for just a second to say thank you for being here. Seriously, whether you're listening from your kitchen, taking a walk in the park, or relaxing with your morning coffee, it means the world that you've chosen to spend part of your day with me here on the Elderly Transformation Podcast. Now, if you're finding these tips helpful, if you've already learned something new about how those little cans of sardines might be sneaking extra salt or unhealthy oils into your diet, I've got a small favor to ask. Could you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already? When you do that, you're not just helping the show grow, you're helping more people just like you discover these life-changing insights. Every single click, comment, and share tells the platform, hey, this content matters. And that allows us to bring you more expert-backed episodes on everything from smarter grocery shopping to easy meal swaps that support your heart, brain, and energy. Plus, if you turn on the little notification bell, you'll never miss an episode. And trust me, we've got some amazing ones coming up, including a deep dive on the best and worst breakfast choices for seniors and how to spot hidden sugar bombs in so-called healthy foods. And hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and leave me a comment below telling me how you usually eat your sardines. Do you enjoy them straight out of the can, on toast with salad, or maybe mixed with rice? I love reading your stories and learning what works for you, because this show isn't just about advice, it's about community, and your experience can help inspire someone else who's trying to live a little better each day. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, let's get back into it. And the next mistake might surprise you because it's something people often think is healthy, but can actually make sardines harder for your body to handle. Let's talk about something that divides sardine lovers right down the middle: those tiny soft bones inside the fish. Some folks say they're packed with calcium. Eat them all, while others can't stand the gritty texture and toss them out. So what's the truth? Well, the answer isn't as simple as yes or no. It depends on your digestive health and personal comfort. The bones in sardines are indeed rich in calcium, which is crucial for maintaining strong bones and preventing osteoporosis, a common concern for people over 55. In fact, eating sardine bones can provide almost as much calcium as a glass of milk. But here's where things can get tricky. For some people, especially those with sensitive digestion or issues like acid reflux, these tiny bones can feel heavy on the stomach or even irritate the lining of the gut if not chewed properly. And if you tend to eat your sardines quickly, without chewing thoroughly, those little bones might clump together and become harder to break down, leading to discomfort or bloating later. I once spoke with a listener who said they loved sardines but always felt gassy afterward. And when we looked closer, we realized they were swallowing the bones whole instead of chewing them well. Once they slowed down, chewed carefully, and paired their sardines with a bit of fiber-rich food like a salad or whole grain toast, their digestion improved dramatically. So if you enjoy the bones, that's great. Just take your time eating. But if you find them unpleasant or hard to handle, don't force it. You can choose boneless sardines and still get plenty of calcium from other foods like leafy greens or fortified plant milks. Remember, eating should be a pleasure, not a chore. And listening to your body is one of the smartest habits you can build at any age. In just a moment, we'll uncover another overlooked mistake that can make a healthy sardine meal turn into a blood pressure blender, and it has nothing to do with the fish itself. Now, here's something most people never think about. It's not always the sardines themselves causing trouble, but what you pair them with. Think about your typical sardine meal. Maybe you mash them up and spread them over salted crackers, mix them into mayonnaise-heavy salads, or layer them on buttered white toast. Sounds familiar? These sidekicks, while tasty, can secretly turn a healthy meal into a salt and fat overload. Crackers, especially the kind that come in boxes or sleeves, are often loaded with refined flour, sodium, and preservatives. They add crunch, sure, but they also add unnecessary stress on your blood pressure and heart. Then there's mayonnaise, creamy, rich, and comforting. But a single spoonful can contain more saturated fat than your arteries need in an entire meal. Combine that with sardines packed in oil or brine, and suddenly your healthy snack looks more like a cardiac time bomb. And let's not forget buttered toast, especially white bread, which lacks fiber and spikes blood sugar fast. It's like giving your body a sugar rush without any nutritional payoff. Instead, try upgrading your sidekicks. Go for whole grain crackers or sprouted bread, which add fiber to aid digestion and balance your blood sugar. Swap out heavy mayo for a splash of lemon juice, a drizzle of olive oil, or a spoon of plain Greek yogurt mixed with herbs. It's creamy, heart-friendly, and full of protein. You could even try serving your sardines over a fresh salad, tossed with colorful veggies like tomatoes, cucumbers, and leafy greens. That way, your body gets vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber, all things that support your health rather than weigh it down. Remember, every meal is a chance to build or break your well-being. So next time you reach for sardines, look at the full picture, the sides, the sauces, the extras. Small tweaks can make a huge difference in how your body feels afterward. And stick around, because the next mistake might shock you. It's something that even health-conscious eaters forget all the time. Here's a mistake that almost everyone makes, even those who are otherwise careful about what they eat: portion size. Because sardines come in small cans, it's easy to think, well, I'll just finish the whole thing. It's not much food anyway. And yes, sardines are small, but what's inside that can add up quickly, especially for older adults who may need to be more mindful of sodium, cholesterol, and overall calorie intake. Eating one serving, maybe 2 or 3 sardines, can give you a solid dose of protein, healthy fats, and calcium. But eating the entire can in one sitting, particularly if it's packed in salty brine or oil, might overload your system without you realizing it. Think about it like this. Imagine pouring a glass of wine. One glass might have some health benefits, but drinking the whole bottle every time you sit down changes the story completely. The same principle applies here. Sardines are nutrient-dense, which is both a blessing and a curse. Too much at once can stress your kidneys, spike your sodium intake, and even cause digestive discomfort, like bloating or heaviness. I once heard from a listener who proudly told me they ate sardines every single day for lunch, sometimes 2 cans at a time. A few months later, their doctor noticed a consistent rise in their blood pressure. When we talked it through, the culprit wasn't sardines themselves, but the volume they were consuming without balancing it out. A smarter approach is to treat sardines as a feature of your meal, not the whole show. Pair half a can with a fresh salad, or mix a few pieces into a healthy grain bowl with quinoa and veggies. You'll still reap all the benefits without overwhelming your system. The beauty of sardines is in their balance of nutrients, but like all good things, they're best enjoyed in moderation. And speaking of balance, in the next section, we're going to talk about a mistake that has less to do with the food itself and more to do with your timing. Because when you eat sardines can be just as important as how you eat them. Let's dive into something most people don't realize. The timing of your sardine meals can influence how your body responds. Eating sardines at the wrong time of day or alongside certain foods may reduce their nutritional benefits or even cause digestive issues. For example, some seniors like to eat sardines late at night as a quick snack. While there's nothing inherently wrong with that, for those with sensitive stomachs or reflux, high-fat foods close to bedtime can lead to discomfort, indigestion, or even disrupted sleep. On the flip side, eating sardines with other nutrient-rich foods earlier in the day, like adding them to a morning salad, a whole grain wrap, or a protein-packed lunch bowl, can maximize absorption of the vitamins and minerals they contain. Vitamin D and calcium, for instance, work best when paired with other nutrients and consumed during the day when your body is more active. Additionally, eating sardines alongside fiber-rich vegetables helps your digestion and blood sugar control, making the meal more balanced and easier on your system. Another point to consider is spacing them out throughout the week, rather than consuming them in large quantities all at once. Your body can only absorb so many nutrients at one time, and overloading on even the healthiest foods can create imbalances. Think of it like watering a plant. Giving a small, consistent amount regularly helps it thrive, while dumping a lot all at once can drown the roots. Timing isn't just about meals, it's about helping your body use the nutrients effectively and avoid stress. In the next section, we'll uncover one of the most overlooked risks of sardines for seniors, something that could affect your kidneys and blood pressure without you even realizing it. Now let's talk about a mistake that's easy to overlook but can have serious consequences over time. The impact of sardines on kidney health and blood pressure. As we age, our kidneys naturally become a bit less efficient at filtering sodium and waste from the blood. Add in the fact that many canned sardines are packed in brine or salted oil, and you've got a scenario where a seemingly healthy snack can silently stress your kidneys. Over time, consuming too much sodium can lead to fluid retention, which increases blood pressure and makes your heart work harder. This is especially relevant for seniors who already manage conditions like hypertension or mild kidney dysfunction. What's tricky is that the effects aren't always immediately obvious. You might not feel any symptoms until a checkup reveals elevated blood pressure or kidney function markers. I remember speaking with a listener named Marge, 62, who loved her daily sardine snack. She didn't think twice about it because she felt fine, but her doctor noticed her blood pressure creeping upward. After switching to water-packed sardines and monitoring portions, her blood pressure gradually stabilized. This is why paying attention to how sardines are prepared and consumed is so important. The key isn't to fear sardines. They're still a fantastic source of protein, omega-3s, and calcium, but to enjoy them wisely. Look for low-sodium options, rinse brine sardines before eating, and pair them with potassium-rich foods like leafy greens, which help counterbalance sodium's effects. And while we're on the topic of guidance and community, if you've learned something helpful from this episode so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Your support not only helps us grow this community, but also ensures more seniors get the tools and tips they need to enjoy life safely and healthfully. Coming up next, we'll discuss a surprising mistake related to sardines that affects your digestion and absorption of nutrients, and it's one many people completely overlook. Here's a mistake that surprises many seniors. Eating sardines in a way that disrupts digestion or nutrient absorption. Sardines are nutrient-packed, but if they're eaten too quickly, without proper pairing, or on an empty stomach, they can lead to bloating, gas, or even mild stomach discomfort. Our digestive system naturally slows down as we age, and that means foods that were once easy to digest can now feel heavier or harder to break down. For instance, eating sardines straight from the can while watching TV or multitasking might seem convenient, but the lack of mindful chewing can prevent your body from fully breaking down the fish and absorbing all those valuable nutrients like omega-3s, calcium, and vitamin D. Pairing sardines with fiber-rich foods, think leafy greens, quinoa, or whole grains, not only helps your digestion, but also ensures your body absorbs the vitamins and minerals efficiently. Another factor is hydration. Drinking water alongside your sardine meal helps your digestive tract move things along smoothly, while skipping fluids can make the meal feel heavier and harder on your stomach. A small story from my listeners comes to mind. Tom, 67, loved sardines on toast but often experienced bloating afterward. We discovered that he wasn't drinking anything with his meal and was eating too fast. By slowing down, chewing thoroughly, and adding a glass of water and some fresh veggies, he noticed a dramatic improvement. His stomach felt lighter, and he even felt more energetic afterward. So digestion isn't just about comfort, it's about making sure your body benefits fully from every nutrient in those tiny, powerful fish. Stick around, because in the next section, we'll talk about a subtle mistake that affects heart health directly. And it's one that even health-conscious sardine eaters often miss. Now, let's tackle something that really matters to seniors. How sardines can impact your heart if you're not careful. Sardines are famous for their heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation, lower triglycerides, and support overall cardiovascular health. But here's the catch. The way you prepare, eat, or pair them can completely flip the script. Imagine opening a can of sardines packed in oil, smothering them with creamy sauces, and tossing them onto heavily salted crackers. Suddenly, that heart-friendly meal becomes a sodium and saturated fat overload, both of which can raise blood pressure and put extra strain on your heart. Even worse, combining sardines with processed side dishes or refined carbs can blunt the benefits of omega-3s. It's like trying to drive a fuel-efficient car while towing a heavy trailer. The engine, your heart, has to work overtime to keep up. One listener, George, 70, told me he loved sardines but always paired them with salty cheese and white bread. After his annual checkup, his doctor pointed out subtle increases in cholesterol and blood pressure. By making small changes, choosing water-packed sardines, adding fresh greens, and avoiding heavy toppings, he maintained his love for the fish while keeping his heart healthy. Another key tip: watch meal frequency. Eating sardines too often, especially in combination with other high-sodium foods, can create a cumulative effect on your cardiovascular system over time. The takeaway? Sardines themselves are amazing for your heart, but how you eat them matters just as much. Stick with thoughtful preparation, proper pairings, and moderation, and your heart will thank you. Coming up next, we'll explore a surprising mistake involving flavoring and sauces, some of which may seem innocent, but can silently sabotage your health if you're not paying attention. Here's a sneaky pitfall that many sardine lovers overlook: the sauces and flavorings added to the cans. You might think, oh, a little tomato sauce or mustard flavor can't be that bad. But the truth is, even seemingly innocent additions can have hidden downsides for seniors. Many flavored sardines come with added sugars, preservatives, and extra sodium, all of which can quietly stress your heart, kidneys, and blood pressure. For example, sardines in a tomato or barbecue sauce may taste tangy and delicious, but those sugars and salts can turn a healthy snack into a meal that spikes blood sugar and increases fluid retention. Even mustard-flavored or smoked sardines sometimes include added sodium and artificial ingredients to preserve taste and shelf life. The key is to always check the label before you buy. If you're looking for flavor, consider adding your own at home. A squeeze of fresh lemon, a sprinkle of herbs like dill or parsley, or a touch of olive oil can elevate the taste without adding harmful ingredients. I remember talking to a listener, Linda, who always bought pre-flavored sardines because she thought plain sardines were too bland. After switching to plain, water-packed sardines and adding her own fresh spices, she found the taste improved, and she no longer experienced bloating or sudden spikes in her blood pressure after meals. The last thing we want is for a tiny can of fish to secretly undo all the healthy habits you've been building over the years. So, the next time you reach for flavored sardines, think of it as an opportunity to customize your meal safely. Your taste buds and your heart will both win. Stick around, because next we're going to tackle another overlooked mistake that affects how your body absorbs the omega-3s, and it might surprise you just how easy it is to fix. Here's a mistake that even health-conscious seniors sometimes make: not optimizing your body's ability to absorb the omega-3 fatty acids in sardines. Omega-3s are one of the most powerful nutrients sardines offer, supporting heart health, brain function, and joint mobility. But here's the catch: if you eat sardines on an empty stomach or with the wrong types of food, your body may not fully absorb these essential fats. Omega-3s are fat-soluble, which means they need some healthy fats to be properly absorbed. That might sound confusing because sardines already contain fat, but if they're water-packed and you pair them with low-fat, low-calorie meals, your body can't extract the full benefit. Conversely, if your sardines are already in oil, make sure it's a healthy fat like olive oil, not a refined vegetable oil, to support absorption without adding unnecessary omega-6s that can promote inflammation. A simple tip is to pair your sardines with colorful vegetables like spinach or kale, or sprinkle them over a small portion of avocado or nuts. These little tweaks help your body soak up the omega-3s efficiently while giving you extra nutrients and fiber. One listener, James, 68, told me he was eating sardines daily for months, but wasn't noticing improvements in his joint stiffness. When he added a bit of avocado and olive oil to his meals, he started feeling the benefits within weeks. More mobility, better mood, and even a small drop in blood pressure. It's fascinating how a minor adjustment like this can make such a big difference. The key takeaway here is that how you eat matters just as much as what you eat. And when it comes to nutrients like omega-3s, a little planning goes a long way. Up next, we'll explore a common mistake that sneaks in unnoticed during storage and handling, and it can affect both taste and safety. Before we dive into another health tip, let me pause and remind you, if you're finding this episode useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Every click helps more seniors discover these life-saving insights, and it keeps us motivated to bring you even more episodes packed with practical advice. All right, now back to storage. Believe it or not, how you store sardines can make a huge difference in both safety and taste. Many seniors grab a can from the pantry, open it, and leave the leftovers in the fridge without thinking twice. But sardines are delicate, and once the can is opened, exposure to air can lead to oxidation, which not only affects flavor, but can also slightly degrade some of the healthy fats and nutrients. Keeping open sardines at room temperature for too long can allow bacteria to grow, increasing the risk of foodborne illness. A simple solution is to transfer any leftovers to an airtight container in the fridge and consume them within a day or two. Freezing is generally not recommended because it can change texture and taste, but short-term refrigeration keeps your sardines safe, fresh, and still nutritious. Another storage tip involves checking the expiration date. Older cans can sometimes develop off flavors or tiny amounts of spoilage that aren't immediately obvious. A small smell test can save you from an unpleasant or even unsafe meal. Many listeners have shared stories of opening a can that looked fine, but tasted metallic or rancid. Always trust your senses. Proper storage isn't just about safety. It's about maximizing the benefits of those tiny nutritional powerhouses. Stick around because in the next section, we'll uncover a surprising way cooking methods can make or break your sardine experience. And it's one that might shock you if you love hot meals. Now let's talk about something many seniors overlook: how cooking sardines can affect their nutrition and safety. You might think that popping them in the microwave, oven, or pan is harmless, but certain cooking methods can alter the delicate omega-3 fats that make sardines so beneficial. High heat, for instance, can oxidize these healthy fats, reducing their effectiveness and even producing compounds that aren't ideal for your heart. Even simple pan frying in the wrong oil can introduce unhealthy fats that counteract the benefits of the fish. If you love warm sardines, consider gentle methods like steaming, lightly baking, or warming them in water-based sauces, which preserve most of the nutrients while still giving you a satisfying meal. Pairing them with fresh herbs, lemon juice, or a drizzle of olive oil after cooking is another trick to retain flavor without overloading on sodium or saturated fat. A listener named Helen shared that she used to heat sardines in a skillet with a lot of butter, thinking it would enhance flavor. After switching to a light olive oil drizzle and baking gently, she noticed the flavor was actually better, and her meals felt lighter and easier to digest. Another tip: avoid reheating sardines multiple times. Each cycle of heating can degrade the fats further and make the fish taste stronger or even slightly bitter. Cooking sardines the right way is all about gentle heat, proper fats, and mindful preparation. so you get the full benefit without stressing your heart or stomach. Coming up, we'll explore a lesser-known mistake that involves mixing sardines with other proteins. A combination that might sound harmless, but can create problems for seniors if not done thoughtfully. Here's a mistake that sneaks under the radar for many seniors: combining sardines with other high-protein foods in the same meal without balance. Protein is essential for maintaining muscle mass, bone strength, and overall energy, especially as we age. But like anything, too much at once can overwhelm your digestive system and even strain your kidneys over time. Imagine enjoying a sardine salad topped with hard-boiled eggs, grilled chicken, and cheese, all at the same meal. On paper, it sounds like a protein powerhouse, but your body may struggle to process and utilize all of it efficiently, especially if you have reduced kidney function or other age-related health concerns. I once spoke with a listener named Margaret, 65, who loved combining sardines with cottage cheese and a side of roasted turkey. She noticed bloating and occasional fatigue afterward. By slightly reducing the overall protein load in one sitting, pairing sardines with lighter plant-based protein sources like beans or leafy greens instead, her digestion improved, and she still felt full and satisfied. Another tip is to space out protein intake throughout the day, rather than packing it all into a single meal. This allows your body to absorb nutrients more effectively and prevents unnecessary stress on your organs. Remember, the goal isn't to fear protein, but to eat it thoughtfully, giving your body time to process and benefit from each source. In the next section, we'll uncover a surprising habit many seniors have. Something that may seem harmless, but can interfere with the nutrients in sardines if done too often. Now let's talk about a subtle yet common mistake: eating sardines mindlessly or as an afterthought. Many seniors grab a can out of convenience, maybe while watching TV or in between errands, and think, "At least I'm getting some protein today." While it's true that sardines are nutritious, mindless eating can reduce how well your body absorbs their key nutrients. For example, if you eat sardines alone without any complementary foods, your body might not absorb the fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D as efficiently. Similarly, gulping them down quickly can leave you feeling bloated or uncomfortable, which can discourage you from eating them regularly, meaning you miss out on the long-term benefits entirely. I remember a listener named Frank, 70, who always ate sardines straight from the can while reading the newspaper. He often felt sluggish afterward and didn't understand why. When he began pairing sardines with a small salad, taking time to chew thoroughly and drinking a glass of water alongside them, he noticed improved digestion and energy levels. The lesson here is simple: treat sardines like a proper meal, even if it's small. Pair them with fiber-rich vegetables, healthy fats, and hydration to maximize nutrient absorption and feel satisfied. Eating mindfully also helps you enjoy the flavor and texture, turning a quick snack into a nourishing ritual for your body and mind. Coming up next, we'll discuss the final, most critical mistake that could affect almost every aspect of your health, and why it's so important to get it right. Here we are at the final and arguably most important sardine eating mistake: not considering your own unique health needs. Every senior's body is different, and what's perfect for one person could be risky for another. Some people have high blood pressure, others have kidney concerns, some struggle with digestive sensitivities, and many are managing multiple medications that interact with nutrients like sodium, potassium, or calcium. Ignoring these individual factors can turn a seemingly healthy meal into a source of stress for your body. For instance, a listener named Robert, 68, loved sardines for their omega-3 content, but didn't realize that eating them daily while on a certain medication could affect his potassium levels. By consulting his doctor and adjusting portion size and frequency, he could continue enjoying sardines safely without putting his heart or kidneys at risk. This is why always checking with your doctor or pharmacist before making any significant dietary changes is crucial. It's not about fear or restriction. It's about making informed, personalized choices. Think of sardines as a toolbox. They can support your heart, bones, and brain, but you have to choose the right tools for your body and use them properly. When you do, the benefits are incredible. Better energy, stronger bones, and even improved heart and brain function over time. And just like we've talked about throughout this episode, the small details, how you prepare them, what you pair them with, portion size and timing, all add up to big results. This final step ties everything together. Awareness, mindfulness, and personalized choices. As we wrap up today's episode, let's take a moment to summarize and empower you to enjoy sardines safely and deliciously. We've covered a lot, from hidden sodium, unhealthy oils, and portion control, to timing, digestion, and individual health needs. The key takeaway is simple. Sardines are a powerful superfood, but only when eaten thoughtfully. They can support your heart, brain, bones, and overall vitality, but mistakes like ignoring labels, pairing them with processed foods, or neglecting your own health conditions can turn a healthy snack into a risk. Remember, little adjustments can make a world of difference. Choose water-packed or olive oil-packed sardines, watch portions, pair them with fiber-rich vegetables, mind your timing, and always listen to your body. And perhaps most importantly, consult your doctor or pharmacist if you have any health concerns. It's the smartest way to ensure these tiny fish work for you, not against you. Before we say goodbye, I want to thank you for spending your time here on the Elderly Transformation Podcast. If you found value in today's episode, please like, subscribe, and share it with friends or family who might benefit. Your support allows us to keep creating content that helps seniors live longer, stronger, and healthier lives. And finally, I encourage you to take action. Open that can of sardines, but do it mindfully, with care, and with your health in mind. These little fish are more than just food. They're a chance to nourish your body, enjoy your meals, and feel empowered in your choices. Until next time, I'm Alex, reminding you that small, smart changes every day add up to big transformations over a lifetime. Stay healthy, stay mindful, and keep embracing the journey of living well in your golden years.